So today we're going to learn how to do some simple batch processing on files using a tool called Metamorphose, which is a free and open source tool that you can download through SourceForge. So that's the first step, is to go into Google or your preferred search engine and type in Metamorphose. If it's not the first thing that comes up, you can also type in SourceForge and you should have better luck. And there it is, the first thing that comes up. So click on that. You should see a page exactly like this. It'll list some of the main features of the program and a little description about what it's useful for. And if you look at the left-hand side navigation bar, there's a Downloads tab. So you'll click on that, and you'll want to download the stable version. There's a stable version and a beta version. We want the stable version and we want the Windows installer. So once you've walked through the installation wizard from downloading that executable file from Metamorphose, it should open up and look exactly like this. And by default will be in the Picker tab, which is where we pick the files that we want to apply these batch processes to. So we're going to browse for the folder that we want. I want this TO75 archival masters. As you can see, I have a lot of files that look similar. The file names are pretty long. I want to change around the numbering, and I also want to change around the names. Now to start applying some of these processes, we're going to tab over to the main window, and the first thing that I want to do is I want to remove the preassigned numbering that accompanies all of these files. And the way that I do that is I go into the search bar of the window and I mouse over or down to regular expression, and then I mouse over and I do character sets, and it's going to say, okay, anything but letters A through Z. And as you can see, it's showing me a preview of what it's going to look like by removing any characters that are not letters A through Z. And the reason why it turns red is because it doesn't want you to perform an action in which all of your file names will become indistinguishable from one another, because that could be a big problem. So it's going to show you errors like that in the preview, which can be very helpful. Now, the way we get rid of this error is we come up to numbering. We come up to a suffix, because I want to add the numbering after the full text name that might be common among all of these files. And then I'm going to do the numbering tab. And it's just going to go ahead and number these for me in sequential order starting at 1. And now if I want to adjust that to reflect the page number that's actually on each transcript page, on each image, I know what the page numbering is, and I know that it doesn't start at 1. It actually starts at page 5, for example. I'm going to tab over to numbering, and then at the counter area where it says start at, I'm going to start at the page that I know the page numbers begin at, and that's, like I said, page 5. So all you have to do is arrow up until you get to page 5, and then if you look down in your preview window, you can see that that's what it's doing for you. It started numbering at 5, and then it went in sequential order all the way to the last page. So let's just scroll down and take a look. Yep, I know that my transcript ends on page 36 and starts with page 5, so that's a good sign. So if the preview looks good, you don't have any errors, each file is a little bit different from one another, and that's what you want, or at least that's a first step, you can hit go, and it will perform that action on all of those files. Now that I've got the numbering scheme that I want, where each number associated with each file name actually truly reflects the page number on the image of the transcript page, I want to change this file name so that it's not so long, and I want to include the tape number. This time we're going to go into the same search section, but we're going to search for the text in the file name that we want to remove. And I want to remove all of this, Texas Oil Industry. And as you can see on the preview for what the new name will be, we've gotten rid of any text. But oh wait, look, this is weird. The numbering for each page occurs twice. And that's because up here in our operations header here, the suffix is still checked. So we need to uncheck that so that it doesn't add the same numbering system the next time that we apply that process to those files. Now, down here, you can see that it says replace with. So this is the text that I want to replace Texas Oil Industry. And I want to do something shorter. I want to do just the tape number. And the tape number is common among all of these pages because the entire transcript came from one single tape in this instance. And it's tape 74. And I also want a separator between the tape number, which is common among all of these files, and the page number that's associated with each individual file. So I'm going to insert an underscore. Now, this is exactly what I want it to look like. If I look in the new name preview column, I have my tape number, an underscore, a separator, and then I have the page number that's associated with accurately with each TIFF file image of each page of the transcript. And if I feel good about that, and I know that it's Texas Oil Industry because all these files live in a bigger file called Texas Oil Industry or called transcripts, I'm going to hit go. And that action was just applied to all of those files. Now there's a lot more you can do with this program. You can add date and time information, which gets inserted in various fields, metadata fields that will accompany that file wherever you move it. If you were to open up the file and look at properties, you would see the date that you had appended to the file. There's lots you can do, but for today, we're just covering the basics. So we renumbered, we changed the numbering scheme for the files to reflect the actual page number on the typed transcript. And we also shortened the name to we replaced the text in the name with just the tape number because we know that it lives inside of a bigger directory that tells me that it's the Texas Oil Industry and tells me that these are transcripts. And yeah, so please feel free to play around with this program more and get proficient at using it because it's free and that's always good. So thank you. Bye.